got a cat when I was 7, and she was a calico. And I remember at some point looking at her and thinking that somebody could make a copy of her and take the real cat away and leave us with the imposter or the fake. And I just remember thinking to myself that I had to find a way to know that it was the real cat, that it was really her. And so I thought to myself that the best way to do this is to find some very, very subtle, almost hidden marking on her, because she had tons of markings, right? I mean, she's one of these tortoiseshell cats, so, you know, lots of colors and lots of little spots and whatever. So I was thinking, like, oh, if I can find like one and just be very specific about it, then that will do the job. You know, then I'll be able to know. Whenever I see her, I'll just look for this marking, and if it's there, then I'll know it's her. So in her nose, you know, their nose kind of has this neat little cleft that comes down and then goes out into their whisker, kind of their mouth here. So in the nose, she had a pink nose, but kind of in the cleft, almost this tiny little cleft, was a very tiny little black dot. So you could see that if there was no cleft, it would just look like a dot. But because there was a cleft, it was kind of bent in, and you could only see part of the dot. I remember noticing this and thinking to myself, that's how I'm going to know if this cat is really my cat. So this went on for a few days, where every time I would see her, I would look for this, you know, kind of like small little dot under her nose. But it occurred to me at some point after doing this that if I noticed it, then whoever was making the replica of her would surely notice it as well, because it didn't take me very long to find it every time. And also I was like 7 or 8. And I remember thinking, like now in hindsight, I look back, this was like really like expanding my perception of myself or the world or other people. But I remember thinking, like, if I can find it, then surely whoever is brilliant enough to replicate my cat can